Hello, everybody. I am Nu-Trix, and today I'm answering somebody's question on the YouTube channel, which is basically, let's dive more into the sound design of the JD-800. JD-800 is a really cool synthesizer. It was an important part of history of synthesis. It's one of my favorite synthesizers of all time for many reasons. One of the reasons is I actually had to teach that for years, and I actually learned it at school in '93, and it was an awesome synthesizer at the time, and it's still today very unique in what it can do. Of course, many synthesizers can do a lot of things today, but this is still a really cool synthesizer. I did a whole video about using it, the tour and every section how to use it, but now I want to do another approach, an approach that actually can help anybody doing synthesis on any synthesizer, is the thought process when you want to design something for you. How do you think about it? How do you imagine it in your mind before you go in and you go attack the right section? So I'm going to break down some notion about synthesis, but applied synthesis. If I want to do this, how do I do it? And I'm going to do the exercise I used to do with my students back in the days. With basically, we're going to create a spaceship landing. And okay, follow me on this. I want to create a sound that is unique to the JD-800, or something that has the capacity of the JD-800, because it goes beyond the traditional ADSR envelopes. And because of that, it creates a whole lot of options here that you don't see in all the synthesizers. A lot can do it, but not all of them. So the notion that I want to go with you through today is the fact that with just one finger, I'm going to trigger a sound. I'm going to create a sound effect. It could be for video game, it could be for a theater play that you want to have this in real time, or it can be just to understand how you can go deep in synthesis and the JD-800. The notion that we're going to look at is, by pressing one key, I want to have a spaceship that lands. And then when it lands, it stays there. We hear the engine functioning. There's a extraterrestrial coming out, talking, one or two, depending on how you want it. And when they're done, they could run around the ship, walk around, see what is happening. So you want to have all this in sounds. And when you release your finger, you want it to actually, they jump back in and they leave because they're afraid of something. So with one finger, you press, you hear it land, door opening or not, alien comes out, walk around. When, it's time to leave, release your finger, they jump back in and they leave. One note. It's a good example of how deep the synthesis of the JD-800 can go. Of course, it's not musical, but it will show you how powerful that is. And at the same time, I want you to think about how to do each parts. So first notion that we have, and if you want to go through the whole section of the guided tour of the JD-800, there's going to be a link here that shows you, how I explain every section of it. What's specific about the JD-800, after you watch that video, remember that there's 4 tones. And each tone is actually a whole synthesizer. Each tone is a wave generator, a waveform. It's a filter. It's an amplifier. Each with its own envelopes with 2 LFOs. So it's really powerful. So in the exercise you want to create, the spaceship, we need at least one tone for the ship landing, staying, and leaving. Let's say we're going to use tone 1, for example. We need at least one to do the extraterrestrial. So that one can actually appear when it's landed, and we're going to hear it talk and walk around. Then the 2 others, well, maybe we want to have a more deep or complex spaceship. Maybe we want to have another tone for that. Or maybe we want to have a door that when the alien comes out, we hear the door before, psh, or something like that. And the last one, well, it could be again for the spaceship if you want to have more detail about it, Or it could be for a second alien. So there were two of them talking, and then they leave. So it's a question of you decide which one you want. But what I'll do, I'll start with one spaceship and one extraterrestrial, or one alien. And then I'll try to do the door. We'll see what we can do with that. And maybe a second alien. But it could be, maybe we want to do more for the spaceship. So first thing, break it down into basically creating layers. That's what it is. Creating layers of different sounds that when you trigger them, you trigger the four of them at the same time. And you're not going to use them at the same time because some of them appears later on and some of them have a lot of LFOs and others do not. So we're going to use the four envelopes differently. That's what it means. The next question is, what's the style of effects you want to create? Same thing if you do in any type of instrument. What is the style you want to do it? In this case, the question would be, do you want it to be credible, like something that is really happening, like in a movie? Or you want it to be cartoonish, or whatever you want. So this will really guide how you want to treat it. Let's say I want to do something that is mostly credible, something you could be in a video game or it could be in a film, and people go, okay, it could be something that goes with an image of a real ship landing. Let's try to do that first. So let's start with the first one. We're going to go with palette 1. I have just this sound here. You see the whole screen. I've got the synth on top. I've got the oscilloscope at the bottom. I've got the all the frequencies content, and I've got this real-time analysis of the sound. So you just give you examples, and you have a visual of what we're doing. So I have the initialized sound here. I'm going to bring the volume up. So we really have the maximum volume here. Okay, so what do we do? First of all, I want to have something that is going to be the ship landing. So I want something that start maybe not too loud because it's far away and it's coming towards us. And at the end, I want it to leave. So coming up and coming closer and leaving, that's going to be the time 1, level 1, and time 4. So it's going to be like something coming in later. I don't want to use the time key follow or the time velocity at all. I want it to be always the same sound because I don't want to think about, okay, if I press C3, it's going to be sounding like this, and if I press somewhere else, it's going to be faster. Well, it could be, depending on what you want to do. But in my case, I want to have all the keys with the same sound. So that's going to be the sound I want to have, sound effect-wise. So let's actually look into what we could do here. We want something that's going to be landing. And by default, there's different things. First of all, you want the sound to come louder and louder as it comes closer. That's one thing. But you want to feel it like it's coming from the top, not just coming towards you. So I would actually go with the pitch also. There's two things. If you want to have cartoonish, something coming down in pitch, we automatically feel like it's just flying down. But also, very quickly, the Doppler effect is a little bit of that. When something comes closer to you, the pitch goes higher. When it drives by you and leave away, when it's moving away, the pitch is lower. Just because the object is moving while it generates a sound. So it means that when it comes closer, you want it to be going down in pitch. When it leaves and go higher, and starts to go away, you want the pitch to go up. So let's go into the pitch envelope. That's the one that we're going to play with. I'm going to move this so I have more space here. So the pitch envelope, we're going to go... What can we do with that? We're going to go with pitch that is high. The time to... bring the volume. Let's keep the volume up for now. I'm not gonna play with the volume, just the pitch. Okay, for now. So we have this. So it's landing. When it's gonna leave, same time. I could go faster. Could be even lower. Then you go, okay, but it doesn't sound, it sounds like a sawtooth landing, that's all. So let's actually try to figure out something that is much more, well, that's interesting. So it could be something like more sci-fi-ish, like old school sound when you release it. Okay, that's an option. But let's say I want to have something that sounds more real, like a real ship landing. Let's try to figure out something that is more. If I try this, no, a slap, tuba slap, not going to do it. A white noise. That could be part of it. It's too much like just noise. Let's try something else. Pitch wind. Oh, that's interesting. That one is interesting. That's interesting. Could be that. I like this one, but don't we have access to distortion in this thing? We should. Common effects, here we go. Distortion. It's going to go for everything. So let's not turn it up for now. Okay. So I've got this thing coming up. And I want more volume. If it's too high, we can start from less of a high pitch. Now, volume-wise, you want it to start. But we want to change also when we get to the sustain. Why is it like jumping? Where is it jumping? Now it's jumping something here. Oh, that's it. Time 3 is jumping here. But what I want to have is sustain. I would like to have my volume of the filter. So we go something like, no, way too quickly. Way too quickly. Something that really goes really slowly. Okay, so we have something like that. You have that ship landing. Put that on Portamento. Solo mode, so we only have one key. So this is too quickly. Let's actually dive that, give it more time here. It's gonna go. Okay, so we have that landing. It's stable. Now if I release my finger, it leaves away. If I want it to leave faster, I'm gonna bring that down here. Leave faster, goes back. Or now, can we try to have a door that opens and it'll just shh? Let's try. What we'll do, we're going to activate tone B and go on tone B to see. So what I'll do with tone B, I'm going to give it time. I want to have a lot of time to go to level 0, then quickly go to level 2. It's probably even too long. Here? Oh, this is long? I still don't hear it. Try it again. Too fast. Too fast. Okay, then again you go, okay, but this is just I want to have a door, so let's go back to the sound and let's try something that is more like a hit. Do we have something? But no, if we have a hit, like a bottle hit, for example, it's going to go ding and stop. The sample will stop before I get to that time in the envelope. So I need something that is longer, like a noise. Let's go basically go the pink noise, see what we can do with that. But what I'll do is when I want to have a lot of time to get to this volume, and then very shortly I want to cut it out because I don't want the door to just go ksh. I want the door to go ksh, so it opens up and then it closes. So I'll bring the sustain down and give him some time. Oh, just a little talk. Not enough. Okay, fast. Maybe more time. Let's try it again. Okay. Starts to sound like something. Maybe more volume here. Do we want this, or do we want like opening up? Maybe we want to have some little time here so it opens up. We'll see. And that's the pink noise. Do we try another one? Do we try like metal wind? Try that. See what we're going to get. Some resonance on it. No. Resonance was not a good choice for this thing. Let's go back and go with the white noise. Okay, let's say that's the door. Okay. It could be even longer if we want. You can have this shorter here. So that's going to be our door. Okay. Can we assign these to different effects? No, the whole thing goes through the effects, does it? Yeah, huh? Yeah, that's part of it. The whole mix goes into that. Okay. Well, we'll see. Maybe we won't use it. Maybe we will. So now let's do the alien, at least the first alien. So let's go to tone C, activate and hear it. So that alien, I wanted to talk. So I want to have a change in the pitch. So, and I want it to be organic. So the choices I have here for waveforms, I'm going to send waveform to the pitch. So it's going to be in the wave generator section. I've got the pitch random. That's one thing I could use. But I want the LFO here to control the pitch. But then this is too mechanical in a way. This is also too mechanical. This is too robotic. This is too droid-like. This one is actually so this could be it, but let's actually play with it. See, might be too much. Okay. If you go more than that, but then you go, okay, it still sounds like a sawtooth. Let's turn these other two off for now. Let's go and try to figure out something that sounds more like maybe those spacey stuff. Flute, that's kind of a weird sound. These are just hits, so it's not good. Wavetable. What can we have here? Try to imagine. And we're gonna have another one also after that. Let's go back. We had throat wind. No, it's gonna be difficult. French. What is French about that? A sine wave. Triangular move. Okay, let's do a saxophone. It's a big alien. That's the older alien. It's kind of grumpy, you know? That's the grumpy old alien. Okay. But I don't want it to talk all the time. So what I'll do, I'm going to use the second LFO. I'm going to use this, the waveform that is a square wave. I'm going to use this to control the volume. So I'm going to go here, volume LFO2 for TVA, I'm going to use the LFO. Oops, that's the wrong one. See? Talks, stops. Or it could be this one also. Whoops. So this one talks and it stops. Want to longer section before the talk. And I want it to be faster. So that's the older, or yeah. Okay, it's weird, but it's fun. So we have this. Then I will have to bring back the two other sounds because I don't want to have that sound before the door opens. So what was the value here? Let's go back here. We see I've got T1 very high. So I'm going to do the same value a little bit later. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go T1 is going to be here almost. That's going to be very, so this means for a long time, I'm taking the time to go to 0. So I'm basically having a silence. Then I open it up, not too fast because it's actually, he's coming out of the door. That's a bit, yeah. It just appears. He doesn't. Just like bang, he's there. Okay, so let's actually. But it's okay. He appears after this, and if I take this out, he stops while it goes. So let's actually create another alien, and have that one being annoying, the young annoying one running around not knowing what he does. That's how we're going to think about this one. So this one's going to be, oh, can we go, oh, actually this is cool. We have this. Can we go and do again something like this? Same logic. But this one doesn't stop talking. This one is running around the ship. So we hear him going away and come back. So we'll use the same logic of the volume here with LFO2, but we'll use something like this. So he's actually running around, maybe slower. So he's on the other side, comes back running. We can have it slower again. He's on the other side of the ship, comes back, and comes back again. We can actually play a little bit with this. That's 2. No. So this one now we have to have at least the same length here to 0, then some time to actually reappear at that point, and then we're at full level, and then when he leaves, he jumps in. So right away, He disappeared. Let's try this with the other sounds now. It's kind of... a little bit too quick. Let's have this one like this. Try it again. Try maybe with another sound. Flute tone. I don't know. We'll see. Too long. Too long. These envelopes are really long. But it's too loud. It sounds too much like... no, I don't like that sound. Let's try... Synth... Spark Vox? Maybe that could be it. Question of sound design. Find the sound that fits the most what you want. We'll still have access to the effects after that. How does it sound? Okay. Sounds more like the annoying little one that just start running around. And then the first one. Okay, I like that. That fits. That fits. And I would actually bring down this volume here and this one also, which is the other voice. So remember that these four controls the four tones. So this is the two voices are here. So we don't want them too loud. So now to finish this off, I'm going to go with the effects because I want to create some grit. I want it to be a little bit noisy. Maybe too noisy. Let's see. The annoying one. Now, just put it at 1. And then here, more bass because you get that rumble that we have. Let's go back to the tone. Bring each of the tone a little bit lower. Each of them, let's bring them all a little bit lower, volume-wise. And let's go back, or let's put that middle. That's the normal volume, the gain 0. Let's go back to effects and activate this thing. And that's it. And you play with it until you get the thing that you like. Like, again, if we go back to tone and you say the first one that was the crunch while, we tried something else. It was Digichime, I think, the first thing. Still works. And go back to this thing here. This one, if we try another Spark Voice 2, these two voices now, they're Vox. See how they sound. Now it really, now he is talking like, nah, you're wrong. It's the wrong planet. It's the wrong planet. We have to go. Okay, let's go. And they're gone. So be creative. The amount of options you have in something like this, or any type of synthesizer today, it's so complex and capable. Think about how I did it. I said, okay, I want this to come closer. So that's going to be using the pitch to create that movement of up and down. And then the volume also, because the fact that you're using the 4 of them, the volume is going to be really important to know when they are going to be appearing. Like the door appears only later. So that's why in this envelope, you can have the attack, but delayed. So that's pretty interesting. And the way I'm going to use, I use the 2 LFOs in this case, one to create that kind of voice type of approach, and the other one to cut it so it stop and come back. Like he's not talking all the time. And the other one is actually moving around and always yapping. So we hearing going away because he's on the other side of the ship and coming back. So imagine these things as you create your sound. Of course, this is I'm going all out for weird stuff because you don't use that too much in a synthesizer. But still, if you say, well, I want to have vibrato, what part of the sound does move? Well, it's the pitch. Not too much, because when you play a vibrato on a violin, for example, you're not going like that on the violin. You're going like that with your finger. So it has to be fast or not too slow. And it has to be on small values. So that's where you're going to go, okay, well, I'm going to go LFO, pitch, fast, not too much depth into LFO modulation. So that's it. That's it for this video. If you have any question, if you want to do like a special sound or you're asking to do another sound design, I could do write down in the comments and I'll look into maybe using another synthesizer or another example of sound you want to create. Just try to, help you understand how to take control of your synthesizer. Because what we do with this one can be uh, not exactly done the same way on another synthesizer. In some cases, you can do exactly the same on some, but the same approach should be used. Like, how do you think about making your own sounds? That's it. Stay safe, make more music, and see you soon. Cheers.